Hey everyone, it's Miss Lola Rene'e, beauty therapist and creator of the Diamond Life brand, the lifestyle brand that is all about making you so unapologetic about who you are, the strength you possess, and the light that you reflect and shine. Welcome to the Diamond Life. Thank you all so much for tuning in and supporting this channel. I thank you for supporting my journey thus far. I know that this is something that is a long time coming. I have been screaming Diamond Life for so many years, and it's like, what's the Diamond Life? I know so many people have been wondering that online. If you know me personally, and we talk, you know what the Diamond Life is for me. You know that is very important to me. So I'll start first with letting you know a little bit about what the Diamond Life is and who I am. That is the purpose of this video. This is going to be the kickoff to my series, Grown Sexy and Confidently Single. So this brand started out as something that I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought it was supposed to be all about cosmetics and hair because my background is beauty. I am a licensed cosmetologist, so I just assumed that with my entrepreneurial spirit, you know what, this is just going to be a brand that's about eyelashes and, hair and all that stuff. So, I began to try and put that together. And the more I tried to put that together, the more it didn't work out. And I was just trying to understand, why give me something, Lord, if it's not going to work? I didn't realize he had a greater plan for it than I did, and that's the thing. When God is in it and he is making it more than what you expect, you don't really have all the answers. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. And that's where I was. I didn't have the answers. I didn't know what was about to happen. I didn't know what to expect. And so I just started feeling this pull to start going more on a spiritual side than the natural side. So I began with encouraging women in the space of things that I dealt with, from not knowing how to love myself because I never knew who I was, that accepting myself, every part of me, and learning how to embrace myself and who I was and who I was becoming. It was also just learning how to embrace my situations, my environment. And that was the thing. As I'm sitting here thinking about this now, I'm thinking about my past, where I was when Diamond Life really started to become real for me. When it comes to the lifestyle, a life of an actual diamond, the environment is a bit hostile for an actual diamond. We're talking about a real diamond here, y'all. It is hostile. It's hard. It's not fun. It's not easy. It's heavy because they are created in an environment of heat and pressure that is unbearable. I would say almost unbearable, because the diamond wouldn't be here if it couldn't bear it, right? But for the average, it is unbearable. And so a diamond is built under all this heat and pressure while being under the earth's layers. I don't know exactly how to say it. There are a bunch of scientific words for all of this. I just know that there's a lot of pressure from layers of earth being on top of this one little piece of carbon. And it survives that. And after so long, there is a force. Whether it's if a volcano erupts, lava is a force. It is a volcanic force that forces this piece of carbon up to the Earth's surface. And I believe if the average eye were walking past this diamond in a rough, this is what it is now, the diamond in a rough, were to be walking past this, they wouldn't see the diamond that was actually there. It would just look like a piece of the environment there at that time. And everyone would bypass this piece of carbon that is actually a diamond in the rough. And it takes a special eye. It takes a trained eye to see that, hold up, there's something special here. This is an actual diamond, y'all. And we'll pick that up and take it and see the beauty in it. So now they take this diamond and they cut it up and cut away all of its rough exterior and start to see all the beauty in it. And the designer sees the vision for this thing now, this piece of carbon, this piece of what others would say is nothing. The designer sees something so beautiful in it to say, you know what, let's make these facets. Some great, some small, and let's just create something that is going to reflect all this light. It's going to be beautiful, right? And once they're done with it and they shine it up and they make it beautiful and just make it something that is now desirable, someone comes and they put it on display for everyone to see and stand in awe of, and it shines. And it's shining so obnoxiously, ever so unapologetic about its shine. You have never, ever, ever heard a diamond say, I am so sorry for shining in your face like that, and I'll never do that again. That is not the intent of the designer. So the diamond is not going to apologize for doing what it was meant to do and what its designer intended it to do. That is the diamond life. That after you have been through the heat, you go through the pressure, okay, and everybody is in a different stage of this diamond life. You are not exempt. I don't care who you are. You are not exempt from the diamond life. You're in some stage of the diamond life, whether you're going through that pressure right now, whether you are going through that heat right now, you are in that hostile environment right now. You're trying to figure out how to make this work, how to get out of it. It's okay. You're being made stronger, because that's what made the diamond so strong. It was put to the test of the heat and the pressure to be made great enough to be able to be lifted up by that force. And soon enough, God will lift you up, and he will raise you up, and he will pick you up, seeing what everybody else bypassed on you while everybody else slept on you. God said, I see something here. I see something great here. And God will pick you up and begin to take away that rough exterior that makes you the diamond in the rough. That's another level right there. If you're the diamond in the rough that everyone is bypassing and not seeing the greatness and the beauty of what could be, because all they can see is the outside of you. All they can see is what is right now instead of what's on the inside of you, the greater that's there. They can't see your shine past what you've gone through. It's all good. God sees greater, and he is who's going to make you greater than what people see. He's going to bless you with that. He is going to chop away all the guilt, the shame, the hurt, the pain. He's going to chop away all that anger. He's going to start cutting away and cutting at everything that no longer or never did serve you, and certainly did not serve him. He's going to cut all of that away, and he's going to start reflecting light from the facets that he designed in you. That is so beautiful, and it's going to shine for his glory. So anything that God does for his glory is bound to be beautiful. It's bound to be awesome and just perfect for his glory. Doesn't matter what it feels like, it's going to be perfect because it's for his glory. That's the diamond life, y'all. That's the diamond life. And then to be put on display for the world to see, that is God's glory. That's how God works. But see, when you get to that point of being put on display for the world to see and stand in awe of, it's not that they're standing in awe of you. They're standing in awe of his glory. They see him in you. But it takes for you to go through all that because he has to humble you. He has to show you it's not about you. It never was you. It was always me. I did this. Thank you. But I did it for me. I did it for me. And for us, the gift is just having that moment to shine. But you're humbled. You're humbled enough to say, you know what? It's a beautiful space to be in, but all the glory is God's. I did nothing here. I did nothing. It was God who did all of this. Okay. So that is what the diamond life is all about. Let me see here. I got notes on what I really wanted this to be about, because I'm going to tell y'all now, I'm a storyteller. I love to talk. I don't just do it just to hear myself talking. I like to do it because I have stories that encourage. I have stories that will uplift you, but I have to make sure that I'm staying in the realm of what the video is about. Otherwise, the video will mess around and be 24 hours long. Seriously. So look, I got my notes here to keep me on track of what we're going to talk about, okay? So first I wanted to put that out there. Next, I just wanted to talk a little bit about who I am. Like I said, yes, I am a beauty therapist by trade. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I am not a therapist, but I am a friend who is here to have a therapeutic moment with you and walk with you through what God is taking you through, knowing that He'll do it for you. I'm here to be that reassurance that you're going to get through this. I'm here for your success, for your breakthrough. I'm here to help you with that. I'm your prayer partner. I'm that person that you can talk to when you feel like you ain't got nobody. I'm the one that's literally going to tell you, you are not alone. You're not. Because I know that feeling of being alone. And, some people will say, well, you know what? You can't give your time to everybody. I'm not. I am a praying woman. I am a prayer warrior. I have a discerning spirit. So I don't just let anyone take up my time. That's not what this is about. That's not what's going to happen here. I'm here to help you. Okay. So as a woman who has overcome so much in my life with God, no longer am I a victim of sexual abuse. I am an overcomer. No longer am I the victim of mental or physical or verbal abuse. I'm the overcomer of those things. I've learned how to overcome those things to where they don't get to stay in my mind anymore. I now know how to speak to that thing so tough that it's going to get the hell out of here. And I do mean the hell out of here, because that's nothing but hell speaking loudly. And I refuse to let hell speak that loudly that I forget that I serve a God who sits high, looks low, and gives me the power to tell hell to get the hell out of here. I'm here to tell you, you can do the exact same thing. This life is yours if you want it. I'm going to show you how to get there. Okay. I am an overcomer of homelessness. I am an overcomer of suicidal thoughts and a number of attempts. The devil tried to take me out so many times. And you know what? He's bad for not taking me out when he had the opportunity to do it. Because I'm here now. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll take all that back. Because with his opportunities, there were never actually opportunities. He tried it. It was God's opportunity to prove to me that he was real. So if you are battling today with whether or not you should be in this earth still, nobody's paying attention to you, I've got nothing to live for. If you looking at this right now, I promise you, you got a reason to live. You have a reason to live. God has a plan for your life. He loves you, and he sent me to tell you that, because I've been there where it felt like, you know what? I don't got a reason to live. I don't have a job. I can't make ends meet. I don't have anything that I need. My family is against me. I don't feel like anything is working. I have no worth here. I don't have the college education. I don't feel smart. I'm nothing but another dumb this, and that that's just taking up space. The devil is a lie. I mean, that's a big old lie straight from the pits of hell. That's a lie if I ever heard it, honey. You have purpose. And the space that you take up, it has purpose. It was meant for you to take up space. Just because you haven't seen the reasons that you were supposed to be taking up this space doesn't mean that you were not supposed to take up this space. You are meant to be here. There's purpose for you. God is about to show it to you right now. Keep living, keep breathing, keep believing. Don't let go now. Don't let go now. I promise you, God is about to do it for you. Right now, you want to throw in that towel? I'm throwing it back at you right now. And I'm telling you, wipe your face. Wipe your face. Because it's time to put in this work for your purpose of why you were here. This is your testimony. That's what this is. That moment where you are ready to give up, it's a testimony. Good for you for writing that testimony. You don't have a testimony if you ain't out here living it. It takes for you to live it first. Here we go. Or for you, here we grow. Okay. I have, I think I just said it, but I'm going to say it again. Overcomer of homelessness. It was in that time right there where God really just showed up, showed out, and introduced himself to me. Everything that I thought that I needed when I finally had all the, the pretty, depending on pretty, men would give to me because I was pretty, things like that. Once the, all of that started to wear off, and God started to call me, and he started to strip me of the material things and the relationships that were so materialistic. And he began to show me, I got greater for you. He had to strip me down. And it took for me to be homeless in order for him to show himself strong and introduce himself to me as Jehovah Jireh, because I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't understand what that meant. I was raised as Christian, definitely. My mama and daddy kept me in church, but I did leave the church for a few years to go out there in the world and do me, trying to become the video girl, the video vixen, being in the magazines, taking all the pictures half naked, or just completely naked and nothing but a pair of panties covering up my boobs. I was taking those kinds of pictures, back in the day where everybody wanted to be a smooth girl in Smooth magazine, and everybody wanted to be in Black Men magazine, or they wanted to be in the music videos for who was big back then, The Dream, Lloyd Banks, stuff like that, when video girls was a real thing and everybody wanted to do it. Before there was an Instagram that made everybody an Instagram baddie, there was music videos and the video vixens. And I was out there trying to live that lifestyle, lusting after that lifestyle. And it wasn't for me, but it didn't stop me from desiring it still and seeing it for myself that it wasn't for me. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that it wasn't for me. Now I do, and I'm so glad that God showed me you don't have to do that, because that's exactly what he told me just before I became homeless. You don't have to do that. And I was willing to go back into a lifestyle of promiscuity and, making money in ways that I didn't have no business being out here making money, because now I was living in a whole other state. God literally had to move me out of California and into Washington State to teach me things, and number one, it taught me, put some clothes on. It's too cold to be out there in Washington without clothes. California, you could do all that, but in Washington, yeah, you go put some, you'll learn how to put some clothes on, so I put my clothes on, and he just put me out there where there was no family. I didn't have any friends. I had nobody. And in fact, the way that I got out there was through somebody who didn't really care for me. And less than 3 months later, they kicked me out of their home. And I was like, what's about to happen? And I knew what I left in California. I had nothing. I didn't even have a job. I couldn't even get a job pushing baskets at the Dollar Tree. I couldn't get in school. There was no beauty school that would take me without me giving them $9,000, $12,000. I'm like, I'm asking you about financial aid. You over here asking me about $9,000. Get the heck out of my face. Like, cut it out. So I had to just depend on God, who took me to Washington State, where I didn't really even know anybody except that one person. And I met her for all of 45 minutes before I moved in with her 2 weeks later. Sold my car, which was my only real possession, after being broken down and everything being taken from me. I was in the midst of the strip down before he moved me. So my car was the only thing that I had. And I sold that for a couple $1,000s. After I went and bought everything I needed to move to Washington, I got on a plane with $300, 2 suitcases, and a carry-on. And I made a life out of that. God blessed me to make a life out of that. Okay. But this lady just kind of kicked me to the curb, and I was like, God, I ain't got the money to send all this stuff back home. So if it's for me to stay out here in Washington, you'll make a way. And if it's for me to go back home, you'll make a way. And he had been making ways from that point forward for me to do better and have better. I am just this woman who overcame so much. I am just an overcomer of lack of love, lack of self-worth, and putting myself in positions to be compromising myself, but to also be unloved by people who came into my circle, people who I looked after, people that I loved, and all they loved about me was what I could give, whether it was my time, whether it was my money, whether it was my body. And they showed me a form of love based on that. And I had to, I learned as I was going through what I like to call my Washington experience, which was when God took me through my homeless time and all of that stuff. I learned also how to love myself enough to say, I don't need anybody. to look after me. I don't need anybody but God. I don't need anybody but God to love me. Because through that, not only did he love me, he loved through me, that I may learn to love myself and love others, and learn what love really was. Because I was guilty too of using people. I used men because they used me. But yeah, I used people to get what it was that I wanted. And so if it meant using the fact that I was a pretty girl to get what I wanted from a man, that was really the big thing. I used men. Okay. So that was some of the things. There's so much more to me, but I just wanted to give you a little bit about the overcomer and the victor, and thankful to God for all that he has brought me through with that. So the series of Grown, Sexy, and Confidently Single. I'm so excited about the series of Grown, Sexy, and Confidently Single. So this is going to be about helping you to realize the responsibility that you carry as a grown person, what we define as sexy, and how you are responsible with carrying that out as well. And this is not just about being a Christian. This is about a woman or a man, period. Now, I talk a lot to the women in this because I am a woman, so I can speak from a woman's point of view. I am waiting for God to bless me with that particular man that's going to come along and speak to the men to help them be good stewards over their bodies, their minds, being good stewards over their emotional support, what that looks like. I can only help so much as a woman, but God will bless me with someone who will come along and help you all with this. But I do hope you continue to stay tuned, because as I am helping a woman to learn how to value herself and see herself as a greater value individual, human being, and woman, it also helps you to help her. And there's a responsibility there for you to help her, because you could be helping your woman to be a greater individual. The way you help her helps you. It does. So you'll be helping other women to be greater individuals and greater versions of themselves for you, for your son, for your brother. You never know who you're helping and the reason that you're helping them for. The way you help someone else has purpose. Everything that you do, everything in this world has purpose. So you watching this right now has purpose. Keep watching, bro. Keep watching. So that is what the Grown, Sexy, and Confidently Single is going to be about. We are going to cover so much more than that. I am not a singles guru. That is not the Diamond Life. I'm not here to show you how to be single and stay single. I do not desire that you will be single and stay single, but that you will use your single season effectively, powerfully. That's what I want for you in your single season. Use it effectively and powerfully. Okay, so that's just the beginning of what this Diamond Life is all about. I'm going to help you in the way you encourage yourself to move forward, even when it doesn't feel good or it doesn't look good. I'm going to help you to stay empowered without needing someone else's opinions of you, and making your opinion the one that matters, and making your opinion your reality. Stop worrying about what anybody else got to say. They ain't got a heaven or a hell to put you in, and you worry about you and what you need to do for you, because if you can't do it for you, then you're running on E, and you can't go out there and help everybody else and build everybody else and pour out when you're on empty. That doesn't make sense. So you need to know how to help you first before you can help someone else. So I'm going to help you help somebody. I'm going to help you help yourself so you could go and help somebody else. Yeah, that's what this is going to be about, y'all. We helping each other up in here, because a diamond can shine beautifully alone, but together, ooh, that's a beautiful shine right there, okay? So we go all shine together, y'all. That's what this is all about, okay? So listen, if you are here for anything other than being encouragement or to be encouraged, if you're here to be anything negative, if you're here to be judgmental, if you're here to see how you can knock somebody else down and keep them in their hostile environment, I need you to get the hell out of here. I ain't even sorry for how I said that. Your negativity ain't got nothing to do with what's going on here. Has nothing to do with it. If you're not willing to lay down your negativity to learn something new, if you're here for the sole purpose of finding a way to not make this work, Get out of here. This isn't for you. You looking for ways to make yourself feel better by making someone else feel worse? Get out. We don't need you. It's enough of that in the world. Now, if you're a person and there's negativity in your mind and you're trying to figure out how this works for you, I completely understand that. Because there have been times where people have said these positive things and all I can think is, that's a bunch of baloney. That's a bunch of bull Twinkie if I ever heard it. I don't want to hear that. You're just another person who's out here with a bunch of fad words. It just sounds good to say in the moment. I get you. I hear you. Please, you stay tuned. Stay tuned. Do not let those negative thoughts spew into the comments. Say what it is that you're going to say, but also be here for the transformation of it all. Be here to give it another chance. Not me another chance. Give life, give yourself, give your life another chance by sitting through it. Even though the negative moments they're playing in your mind and everything, give yourself a chance to have transformation and think differently and hear differently. I pray that God puts it in your ears and in your heart that my words are going to penetrate in a way that you've never heard it, even though you've heard these words, but that He will let them penetrate differently. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the transformation. I'm here for you. But like I was saying, back to you who want to be negative and you just want to be here just to bash everybody who's going through something. And I get it. Hurting people hurt people. People who are hurt will hurt people. But if you ain't willing to give it a chance and you just here to be hurtful and ugly, we don't need you. I ain't sorry either. So don't nobody come to me talking about, oh, that wasn't nice. What if they needed? What if they needed? If they really needed it, their hearts would have been here for it. They weren't. So I'm not here for what if they really needed it. If you really need it, then you really need it and you're here. Welcome. I welcome you in. But you know who you are. You know who you are. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that. And I'm here to block you if you think I'm going to let you sit here and mess with somebody else's comments who were in their truth in the moment and vulnerable. And they shared the gift of their vulnerability in the comments, whatever that looked like. And you knocked them down and took their vulnerability and turned it into nothing because you felt like nothing. I'm not giving you a pass. You were wrong. Don't come here with that. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. Like I said, it could get real long, real fast. But I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about who I was, what the Diamond Life was all about. Welcome you into this Diamond Life. Listen, everyone, you be encouraged today that you may go out and encourage someone else because there's someone in this world who absolutely needs more than they want your encouragement. Okay? If you are looking for a few good ways to encourage someone, I'm going to tell you now, your eye contact will encourage someone. That beautiful smile that God has given you, oh yes, it will encourage someone. Your hello, the sound of your voice, your hello can encourage someone. And when you put all three of those together, it looks just like this. Hello. That right there will encourage someone. Because you never know who was not seen today. You never know who thought about just ending it all for themselves today because no one noticed them. Because people kept passing up that diamond in the rough, not seeing them for anything more than that person or that fixture in the world. That's all they were, a fixture in the world. And you did the beautiful job of noticing them. What a blessing. The blessing of your attention changed someone else's life today. And they decided to keep going. So yes, go ahead and encourage someone today because it's going to cost you absolutely nothing to do so. All right. I love you all so much. And guess what? There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I love you. Blessings, y'all.